everyone, it's Maureen Bangle from the Color Space Education team, and today I am so excited to share with you a technique involving technique and formulation called color polishing. So I don't know about you, but a lot of guests are coming in and asking for something a little bit different. They maybe want to brighten up their current all over color, but are a little apprehensive about using a bleach product on their hair. So color polishing is a great way to add a little bit of dimension, to increase tone, to give them a look that not everybody will be able to give them, a nice custom color just for them using a few different categories from our Color Space hair color line. So I hope you're excited to get into this technique. Don't forget, for more tips and tricks, you can follow me on Instagram at Maureen Bangle or follow us at colorspace_hair for more techniques, tips, tricks, formulation, and lots of wonderful knowledge from the brilliant education team. So let's talk about our polishing toolbox first. So we have some great opportunities within our Color Space hair color categories to help you with this polishing formula or polishing technique. So we have first our zero line, zero ammonia free permanent hair color. That's such an exciting thing to have in our toolbox. But we do have a zero clear. This one is actually ammonia free, but I wanted to include it in our toolbox because we can use it to also mix with our primary permanent hair color. We have a zero clear as well, and we can use these together or separately to create different looks. So here's the big difference. Our zero ammonia free permanent hair color, zero clear, is completely clear, and this one is completely ammonia free. So you won't get any lift from this tube. You will just get tone or glossing opportunities. They're great. I would also say, just as a side note, that zero ammonia free permanent hair color, zero clear, is also great for glossing all on its own. If you just have somebody who just needs some shine, here's a great opportunity to use this one. Next, we're going to talk about primary permanent hair color, zero clear. This one has an ammonia content of 1.8%. So you're going to get some breakthrough of that old color with this one without a problem. I'm going to break the rules a little bit, and we are going to use some primary lighten blonding series. So this one is our 12 series, our level 12 series that we have. They come in the white boxes. I'll show you those in just a second. But this one has up to 3% ammonia content. So lots of opportunities to do some great polishing formulas on your guests. So remember, zero ammonia-free permanent hair color, zero clear, no ammonia. Primary permanent hair color, zero clear, 1.8% ammonia. And primary lighten blonding series, up to 3% ammonia content in that one. So great opportunities. Here are the formulas that I chose to use on our guests today. So, let me back up. These are not my formulas yet. These are our polishing formula guidelines. So we can do 3 different variables with our polishing formulas. We can do a soft shift, a medium shift, and a maximum shift. So here's some of the difference between these formulations. So the first one is soft shift. We're going to start out with 5 grams of our primary zero clear. Remember, this one, primary, has ammonia in it. To knock that down a little bit, we're going to mix that with 15 grams of zero ammonia-free permanent hair color, zero clear. And then we are going to mix it in a 2-to-1 ratio, 40 milliliters of 20 or 30 volume activate developer. I would say 20 or 30 volume is going to depend on your guest's hair type. If you have somebody who has a little bit finer hair, feel free to use 20 volume. Somebody with a little bit on the coarser side, 30 volume would be a great option for you here. Next, medium shift. So this is where we are going to mix primary permanent hair color and zero ammonia-free permanent hair color, zero clears in equal parts. So compared to the soft shift, we're adding a little bit more ammonia to this formula with a little bit more primary, zero clear. So we're gonna get a little bit more shift. Mixing this one too in a 1:2 ratio, 20 or 30 volume. Activate developer, same rules apply here for hair type. And last but not least, maximum shift. Here we took out the zero ammonia-free permanent hair color completely, and we are just using primary zero clear with mixed in a 1:2 ratio with 20 or 30 volume activate developer. And I made a little note at the bottom. It is optional here to add push tones to our formulations. So our push tones, our tones, they come in primary, they come in our primary and secondary colors. So we have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, and you can add those to your formulations to customize your formulas or enhance the tone that you're looking to see. So lots of customization available for our polishing formulations. Now let's get to Viola's formula for today. So on her new growth, we used 15 grams of 5.6, which is light red brown, and 15 grams of 5.4, a light copper brown. So we wanted to keep her in that beautiful coppery family. And we mix that in a 1 to 1.5 ratio, so 45 milliliters of 10 volume activate. Here we're using our zero ammonia-free permanent hair colors, so we chose 10 volumes, so we're not getting any levels of lift. We're keeping her the same. Then I chose 3 formulas to alternate throughout her mid-lengths and ends. So the first one actually is going to be a gloss. This one might be the formula that I typically put on her mid-lengths and ends when she's in the salon getting her new growth color done. Remember, no hair left behind, so always do a gloss, whether it's tonal or clear, but always give them that nice shine. So for our gloss formula, I chose 40 grams of zero ammonia-free permanent hair color, zero clear, 4 grams of our orange push tone, 1 of our red push tone, because I want to keep this a little bit on the orangier side. Red, remember, red is much stronger than orange, so I don't want it to overpower it. I want to keep it in the middle there. And then I mixed it, because it's a gloss, I mixed it with 5 volume activate developer. Here I chose liquid, and I also mixed it in a 1:2 ratio. So that's one formula for her mid-lengths and ends. And then here are my 2 polishing formulas. So my first polishing formula is 40 grams of primary zero clear. So this has the 1.8% ammonia content. And I did 10 grams of orange push tone with 80 milliliters of 20 volume activate developer. Mixing it in a 1:2 ratio, always with your polishing formulas. And then, like I said, I wanted to break the rules a little bit, try something a little different. Viola has very healthy hair, so I could up my ammonia content a little bit and felt safe doing that. So I did 40 grams of 12.03. So that is extra light golden blonde. And I mixed that with 2 grams of orange push tone and 8 grams of yellow push tone from the primary category. And again, 1:2 ratio, 80 milliliters of 30 volume this time. I wanted to up the lift on this last piece. So please don't forget, in this video, always drop your questions in the comments. We'll come back to them and we'll answer them as we get them. So please make sure to type those questions in the comments. So now let's go over to Viola, our mannequin. And I have a bunch of this pre-done for you because, let's face it, it's not always super exciting to watch somebody apply color, right, on somebody's new growth and mid-lengths and ends. So what I have already done, let me bring her up just a tiny bit so you can see her. What I have done with Viola is I have applied her new growth. Remember that 5.4 and 5.6, the red brown, the light red brown, and the light copper brown. I applied that to all of her new growth, and then through the back, I actually alternated those 3 formulas, the gloss formula with zero from zero ammonia free hair color. I used the primary Zero Clear and Push Tone, and then the Blonding series on her mid-lengths and ends. Alternated all three of those formulas. And actually what I did throughout the back is I took vertical sections to make sure that that hair falls, that dimension falls the way that the hair falls when she styles it. Through the crown, all I did here, changed it just up slightly, is in the crown, in that triangle section, I took pie-shaped sections. That was it. So now, through the front, her last quadrant I wanted to demo for you. Let's bring her back down. All right, so I went ahead and put on her new growth through her last side quadrant, and nothing special there. But like you said, now I'm going to alternate vertically because again, that's how the hair falls as well. I'm going to move through the fringe after that. I've already applied the new growth there. I did apply her new growth vertically, so you can have a little bit of variation through her new growth, so it's not just a very harsh line. But before we move through application, I'm going to show you one of our really cool tools that we have for color space hair color. Come on over. We have the Unimix. For those of you that have been on our videos before, you've probably seen this, and I'm sure you love it. I know we do on the team. It has a scale that's built into it. These great stainless steel bowls that have actually been treated with acid wash to make sure that they don't react with the hair color. And there's also, I put the magnet in there already. So now it's going to attach to the plate. I'm going to put the cover on. The cover, what that does is actually reduces ammonia perception if you have a formula with ammonia, so we're not breathing in those fumes. I'm going to hit the temperature button and the timing button, and this is going to mix for 2 minutes. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to come back. So while that is mixing away, I wanted to just go over some of the color formulations or what the color product actually looks like. So we have our Activate Developers, 5 volume liquid, 10 volume cream, 20 and 30 volume cream. Those are the ones that I used today. We have for our new growth, we have our 5.4 and 5.6, that light red brown and light copper brown from the Zero Ammonia Free permanent hair color line. I love it. They come in these beautiful black boxes, and the squares around the numbers are really visually, it's a visual cue for me in dispense or in the lab while I'm mixing to pull those tubes out. I also used the Zero Ammonia Free Permanent Zero Clear and the red and orange push tones for those formulas. And then primary comes in white boxes, so you can tell the difference, and white tubes, I should say. You can tell the difference between Zero Ammonia Free Permanent Hair Color and primary permanent hair color. So I do have the Zero Primary, Zero Clear from Primary. That one's got that 1.8% ammonia content and the orange and red push tones. And then lastly, our Lighten series, blonding series, that's also part of the primary category. So that is, those come in white boxes as well. Here I use the 12.03, the extra light golden blonde with orange and yellow push tone. Lastly, over here I have our awesome, one of our other awesome support products. It is called Stop. We're going to use this after we shampoo out our guests to stop the oxidation of color molecules, so we don't have any challenges with fading. It really shuts all those color molecules down. The beep you just heard, perfect timing. For the Unimix, it will beep to let you know that it is finished. So look at how wonderful and creamy that color formula is. Awesome. So let's go do some applying. All right. So I've got my lovely 3 bowls here with my color. And remember, I said we are going to be working vertically because I want to make sure that that color falls down in its natural fall. So this last section in the crown was the gloss formula. So I'm going to move to my primary Zero Clear. And I want to show you this because this is one of my favorite parts about Color Space Hair Color. There is a whole bunch of favorite things that I have, but this is one of them. So when you apply this to the hair, for those of you that have applied it, drop in the comments what it is that you love about it or how you love that texture. The texture with the Activate Developer, that has a shea butter base, and so when you are applying this, it really feels like you're almost applying lotion to the hair. It's incredibly smooth and silky, and it's really, really, really nice. It feels really good. So here's what I wanted to show you. I'm gonna take a comb, and look at how easily I can comb through that formula. And I'm just gonna go ahead and lay that back away from her face. So next, I'm gonna go through with my Primary Lighten series. This is that 12.3 with orange and yellow push tone. And just going ahead and blending that on, blending it in near her new growth formula, making sure I have that whole section there. And like I said, so I have a new comb now, and I am just gonna comb through that section to make sure it's nice and saturated. And as always, in between, if you're working with multiple tones or multiple formulas, make sure to wipe your hands off in between. But you can see this goes pretty fast. So like you said, it's a great opportunity in the salon, like I said, with your guests to change up their look without adding a whole lot of time. I know all of us are busy in the salons right now catching up. So this is a great way to add some interest. Oh, let me, hang on one second. Add some interest for your guests, give them a little dimension. Lighten up some of those wintry colors. We're here in Wisconsin, so I know we have had some pretty cold, wintry, gray days here, and everybody is looking for something to help brighten them up, make things cheery. So I have my Lighten formula here. And for me, the reason I want to make sure that I'm doing this Lighten formula here is because this is going to be the maximum shift that I get out of these formulations. So for me, for this particular guest, I wanted to make sure that I'm ending with her gloss formula, just the Zero Clear from Zero Ammonia Free Permanent Hair Color and push tone. So I want to end with that one closest to her face. And then we're going to start, like I said, on her fringe area. So here's an option, right? Or another opportunity that I want you to think about when you're doing this. Remember, let's say, I know there's probably some of you out there that think, you know what, I'm so busy, I don't even have time for that right now. Maureen, that's a great technique, but I don't have time to go through and do 3 different formulas on her mid-lengths and ends. And I get it. In this case, choose a focal point, right? So we have, like I said, Viola has this great fringe in her face right now so that you guys could see what it looked like, but it's a great opportunity to maybe just focus on a punch of color in her fringe or around her face. That's such a popular look right now, to focus on that drama around the face. So instead of doing it everywhere, maybe do her gloss on the rest of it and focus on the focal point of her fringe to do some dimensional work, right? It shortens the time a little bit for you. So let's see. I am going to, instead of placing, here's another great opportunity for you as well, of determining how you are going to place this color. So I know I placed her new growth formula vertically, so I got a little bit more of a diffused new growth area, but I might take a page out of Loopy Voss's technique, the plaid technique. I don't know if you all saw that. I'm gonna actually apply her mid-lengths and ends, or her dimensional. I'm gonna try applying that horizontally, so that the colors lay over each other instead of next to each other. Why not, right? Why not try something a little bit different? So I think what I'm gonna do here is I am going to take a little bit of a zigzag parting horizontally, and I am going to lay a foil back there. And excuse me for 1 second while I switch Viola around here. Let's lock her in. There we go. So I'm just gonna blend into that new growth formula and back and forth with my color to make sure that we're nice and saturated. All right, there we go. Isolate with foil. And I'm actually gonna ask Viola to, there we go. Oof. Tilt her head back ever so slightly while she's with me so that I can see what I'm doing. Sometimes 5'2" is a little challenging. All right, so I'm gonna continue taking that zigzag horizontal parting. I'm gonna pull it back away from her face so she's nice and comfortable and that hair and color is away out of her face. I'm gonna apply that color down the hair strand, and then I'm gonna go back and apply it back and forth so that I have nice even saturation. Perfect. So now I'm gonna go in with my .03 and push from our primary Lighten blonding series. And I love how this one is going to be right in the middle of my other sections, right? So it's gonna be in there, you're gonna see that pop of lightness, but it's not gonna be right on top and it's not gonna be hidden all the way underneath. Apply a foil. Go back with my gloss. So I hope you guys are finding this to be something just to change it up a little bit. I mean, I think when I learned polishing formulas, the thing that I love about polishing formulas is that, like I said, you can change up somebody's look, you can change up somebody's tone, you can give them a little shift without using or reaching for a bleach product. So it's really nice on the hair. And in this case with Color Space, we have, like I said, our Shea Butter base and our Activate, our super conditioning formulas. We have chia seed, and we also have plant-based hemisqualane that helps protect the hair. It's a perfect combination to give your guests something a little bit different without the damage, protect the integrity of their hair. And like you said, always keep them. You know, the thing I love about being behind the chair and how do I always think, I don't know about you guys, but I always think, how do I make my color different from somebody else's? What would make them come back to me instead of getting bored and going somewhere else? So remember, we've always heard, right? The one reason that guests leave their current hairstylist is because they get bored. So it's my responsibility to make sure I give them something exciting with their hair, change it up, and make sure that both of us, never get bored, right? And this is a great way to do that for them. And it's a good way to keep you entertained. Behind the chair, it keeps you engaged, it keeps you on your toes. So it's a great opportunity to make everybody happy. So we're gonna let her process. I'm gonna let her process based on the developers that I've used. So I'm gonna let her process. We're gonna rinse her out. We're going to do our color removal that we've always done. 2 shampoos for hair color, 3 shampoos for any bleach products to make sure that product is completely out of the hair. Towel dry it really well. And then we're gonna use our Stop Cream oxidization stopper for 3 to 5 minutes at the bowl. Again, that's gonna stop any oxidation molecules and help her have some amazing shine, and also make sure that that color doesn't fade too fast for her. And then we're gonna style her. Watch for the after photo and for the head sheet for placement, just to give you guys an idea of what we did today. But remember to always come up with your own placements as well. I can't wait to see them. Don't forget to tag us, colorspace_hair and Maureen Bangle, because we would all love to see that. And it also gives you a chance to be featured on our Instagram page or our Instagram stories. So before I leave you though, I just want to do a little bit of recap. So you ready? Let's go back to the beginning. Remember our color polishing formulas? We're just trying to keep it super entertaining and exciting and fun for your guests in the salon. We want them to have people ask, who does your color? And make sure that that color is customized just for them and something they can't get anywhere else. So our polishing toolbox, we have a couple of different options. We have our 0 ammonia-free permanent hair color. We do have a 0 clear, again, completely colorless, but adds great shine. And when added to, I should say, the primary permanent hair color 0 clear, it helps give you a little bit of soft shift together. We're gonna be a little bit heavier on the 0 ammonia-free 0 clear in that formula. We have our primary 0 clear. Remember, this has an ammonia content of about 1.8%, so a pretty high ammonia content, which is awesome for something like this. And then primary lightened blonding series, that has up to 3% ammonia content, so that'll give you even more shift, right? So remember your polishing formulas, take a screenshot of this, we'll make sure we post it as well. But polishing formulas, you have 3 options here: a soft shift, a medium shift, and a maximum shift. Soft shift, we're gonna use only 5 grams of primary 0 clear and 15 of your 0 clear. Remember, you're always gonna do your polishing formulas in a 1-to-2 mixing ratio. So we want twice as much developer as there is color. And 20 or 30 volume, what's gonna be the difference? We're gonna use 20 volume for somebody who's got a little bit finer hair, 30 volume for somebody who's more on the coarse side. For medium shift, you're gonna up your ammonia content. So we're gonna do equal parts of primary 0 clear and 0 clear with 20 or 30 volume activate developer. And for maximum shift, we're gonna go with primary 0 clear all by itself, 20 or 30 volume. Remember, you always have the opportunity to add push tones to those formulas to customize them or enhance the tone that you're already seeing or looking to see. Remember, on Viola, we did her new growth. We used our 0 ammonia-free permanent hair color line. We used equal parts of 5.6, which is light red brown, and 15 grams of 5.4 light copper brown. This, because it's not a polishing formula, it's just her new growth, is mixed in a 1 to 1.5 ratio. This would be a gloss I would normally do on her, and I used it as one of my mid-length and end formulas. I used 40 grams of zero ammonia-free permanent hair color, zero clear, 4 grams of orange push tone, 1 gram of red push tone, and because it's a gloss, a 1:2 ratio with 5 volume liquid activate developer. And then my polishing formulas, 40 grams of primary zero clear, 10 of orange push tone, 80 milliliters of your 20 volume activate developer. And then let's push the envelope a little bit further. 40 grams of 12.03, your extra light golden blonde from our Lighten series, 2 grams of orange push tone, 8 grams of yellow push tone, and 80 milliliters of your 30 volume activate developer. So I hope you enjoyed learning about some glossing or polishing formulas today, glossing and polishing formulas on Viola. Check out the different categories from Color Space. Try them out, experiment with them, be creative. You really have the opportunity to expand your creativity and customization with Color Space, and I'm super excited to see your results. I just want you to remember though, if you're doing something like this on a guest, don't forget to charge for extra color bowls and your time. So instead of Viola just getting her new growth and a gloss on her mid-lengths and ends, this is more of a specialized application. Not super complicated, but remember, there is value in the customization and specialization and time and product that you took to create her customized look just for her. So don't forget that. Please remember, write any questions in the comments below. We'll be happy to answer those as well. And we will see you next time. Have a good day, everybody. Take care.